Donald Trump started throwing some haymakers at Hillary Clinton over her basket of deplorables comment regarding some of his supporters. He said, "We have the support of cops, soldiers, carpenters, welders, the young and the old, and millions of working-class families who just want a better future and a good job. These were the people Hillary Clinton so viciously demonized. These were among the countless Americans Hillary Clinton called deplorable, irredeemable, and un-American. She called these patriotic men and women every vile name in the book. She called racist, sexist, xenophobic, Islamophobic. Hillary divides people into baskets as though they were objects, not human beings. You cannot run for president if you have such contempt in your heart for the American voter, and she does. You can't lead this nation if you have such a low opinion for its citizens. If Hillary Clinton will not retract her comments in full, I don't see how she can credibly campaign any further." Okay, the balls on this guy are unbelievable. Drop out. I think I need you to drop out of this race. Tremendous, believe me. Let me just tell you. So, first of all, let's be clear about what she didn't say, because there is a lot of misinformation about this. Virtually every headline, and I'm not one to play the card of like, oh, the media is treating Hillary so unfairly. But the headlines were slightly misleading about this. So all the ones I saw, when I read the headlines, I thought, fucking Hillary, there you go again, making a stupid point. Then when I actually read her comments, I went, that's actually not that stupid. So she did not say all Trump supporters are in a basket of deplorables. In fact, she made very clear and pointed out that, no, it's some of them are in a basket of deplorables. Some of them are people who are genuine victims of a system that effectively left them behind. Now, that's the kind of nuance that you ain't going to get from Donald Trump on an issue like this. And she did go on to say, yeah, there are some who are just, racist and bigoted and xenophobic, and we should all acknowledge that. But then there are others who are victims of a bad economic system, and those are the people who we need to work with and reach out to. So some people are trying to compare this to Mitt Romney's 47% comment. What Mitt Romney said was factually incorrect. Mitt Romney said 47% of the country, they're lazy, they're moochers, why am I giving him a Trump accent? They're lazy, they're moochers, they're not going to stand up for themselves, they're not going to have personal responsibility. No, but if you go to the data, that is not true. He was saying, the Democrats are all lazy moochers, when again, if you go to the economic data, you find out very quickly that the people who net receive more federal tax money in the country are Republicans. The red states are net tax receivers. The blue states are mostly net tax payers. So this idea, this myth of the lazy Democrat, and oh my God, that's the problem, that's factually not true. Now, is it true that some of Trump supporters indeed are bigoted and xenophobic? Yeah, of course it is. And it's wrong to point that out? No, it is politically incorrect in some circles to point that out, but it is certainly true that they are bigoted. So, we actually have facts on this. 59% of Trump supporters think Obama is an American. He provided his short-form birth certificate, his long-form birth certificate, a fucking announcement in the Hawaii newspaper when he was born. People to this day say, no, you're not American. No, you're not American. Now, that's weird. I know that the Republicans also despise Bill Clinton with a burning passion, but they never said about Bill Clinton, you aren't American. What's different about Obama, which would lead them to say something like that? It's hard to figure out. Don't you dare call them bigoted, though. Don't you dare call them bigoted. Because I need a safe space when you do that. You're triggering me if you say something that's true. Also, 31% want to ban gays from the U.S. What the fuck? And 87% of Trump supporters want to ban all Muslims from coming into the U.S. They agree with his proposal there. 87%. And Hillary goes out there and says, you know what? 50% of you are, bigots and xenophobes and racists. And the other 50% are, yes, you're genuine victims who are kind of exploited by a bad economic system. And there's outrage over that? Dude, she could have said 87% and had some argument for it. I actually wouldn't agree with that, to be clear, because I think some people turn to that bigotry and scapegoat people because of their shitty economic circumstance. But she could have made that comment and still had some argument on her side for it. But she said 50-50, and people are, oh my goodness, how dare you say that? And then also, let's just note the irony. Donald Trump is going to attack Hillary Clinton for dividing people and dehumanizing people. there aren't enough palms for that face. Okay, you're the guy who says we should deport all undocumented immigrants. You think that's dividing people? No, I know, of course not. You're the one who wants to ban all Muslims. You think that's dividing people and making special rules for classes of people that you don't like? You think that's dehumanizing people? When you say, look, I got to keep all of you out because Al-Qaeda exists, therefore guilty enough, even though there's 1.6 billion Muslims, all of you are gone. Malala Yousafzai, don't you dare think about coming in here. You're all gone. Okay, this is the guy who is going to make the argument, Hillary Clinton, I can't believe Hillary Clinton. Look at what she says, dividing people, dehumanizing people. Right, unlike you, when you said we need to, quote, take out their families, talking about terrorists. So take out not just the terrorists, the families of terrorists. No, that's not dehumanizing, of course not. That's why I say this. The balls on this guy. It's unbelievable. Because if you say anything, even if there's a factual basis to it, whoa, drop out of the race. How dare you say things that are kind of true about my followers? You know, you say anything, that's the response. He gets away with everything. Everything. He can say, let's kill civilians. And people are like, yeah, that's his idea. Let's kill civilians. There's more outrage over Trump cursing and using naughty words than there is when he says, hey, let's kill civilians. The media is just flat out broken in this respect. And then the final point I'll make is, I have a quote here from Donald Trump at a recent rally. He said, quote, how stupid are the people of this country? Now, Trump indeed did not, come with a fucking giant barrel of nuance behind that, like Hillary did with her comment when she said, okay, about half of them are bigots and xenophobes, and then the other half are genuine victims and stuff. Trump just said, quote, how stupid are the people of this country? So what does that mean, Don? The people of this country. That sounds like you're talking about just Americans. Sounds like you're talking about all Americans. Should I clutch my pearls and should I say, how dare you make a comment like that? I think you should drop out of the race. You said, how stupid are the people of this country? If you think they're stupid, you're not going to represent them. I think you should drop out. You're not fit to lead. Now, should I make that argument? I'm not going to make that argument, but that's effectively the argument he's making. You're pointing out that racists and bigots exist, and many of them are my supporters. This is true. But you're not allowed to point that out because it's politically incorrect and because I need a safe space and you're triggering me, so now you should drop out. No, you should acknowledge reality, you should acknowledge the facts, and you should stop doing faux outrage because that's exactly what this is. If Hillary Clinton had said all of Donald Trump's supporters are in the basket of deplorables, which a lot of the headlines implied, oh, you're all the problem, you're all just bigots and racists and xenophobes and sexists and anti-Muslim bigots, and you go down the line. If she said that, I would say, no, that's not fair, that's not true, and, you're the problem, and you're covering for the shitty effects of neoliberalism that you helped push. That's what I would say, and that is what I did say when Paul Krugman made an argument that was much more along the lines of, yeah, they're just kind of racist, talking about Trump supporters. But Hillary's was more nuanced than that. You can argue over the percentages, and in fact, I'd probably agree with you if you say she's still being a little too harsh, but she was being significantly more nuanced. There is an argument for the point she's making. The poll data backs it up, and him saying, you got to drop out, is yet again him being a right-wing, PC, social justice warrior bitch. You've said way worse. You know you've said way worse, but you don't want to own up to it. You just want to point the finger at her and say, everything's your fault and you drop out. Now, how about neither of you drop out and you both continue with this shitty race and I cry on election day because I won't like it when either one of you win?